Kentucky. Thank you for continuing to watch our videos. Welcome to part 3 and the final part of how to use Pro Tools collaboration. So here, for this example, I now have a actual project file that I have created, and it's brand new. For the most part, it's pretty much untouched. I haven't done anything really to it other than I've created a microphone channel, and then I've created a duplicate microphone channel so that when this one gets cut off, for reasons that will become apparent later, you'll be able to see, or I'll be able to just switch over and talk to you from here. So what we have here are 3 separate tracks. I have a beat, and I have a bass track, and I have a guitar track. The beat has been provided for us by my very good friend Tommy Mizla, who's a local DJ here. You may recognize him if you live in Lexington from the old school hip hop show in WRFL. That's been long running. He's also performed around town as Mizla, Miz. So hollering at Miz. Love you, buddy. Hope you're good. Thanks for letting us use this beat. So here's the beat that Miz sent me. That's a pretty cool beat, right? It's got kind of a dancehall sort of reggae, sort of Caribbean flair, and it's got a well, specifically Jamaican flair, I guess. But it's got a kind of a flange effect on there too, which I think he made just by kind of lining up a couple of copies of the beats and then moving them off just like a couple milliseconds from each other. So there's kind of like a flanging or a phasing effect going on in that beat. Listen one more time. It's okay. So that's a pretty cool beat. That beat I've added. I'm sorry. I'm going to go ahead and to that beat, I have also added our bass track, which I'll play now. All right, pretty cool. I've also added a guitar, which I'll now put on here. Cool. So we've got a pretty neat set of layers here. Again, the beat provided by Miz, and the bass and the guitar on top. We now have this microphone, so I'm gonna show you how to add something to collab as well as send some tracks that are finished. So let's say I'm done with these tracks, the beat, bass, and guitar, and I'm ready to just send them off. Typically, your tracks are going to look a little different because they're going to be they're going to have a lot of plugins. And if you've watched part 2, you'll know that typically I always right click the track itself, and then I go down and hit commit. And once you hit commit, it incorporates all of your plugins into the audio that you're about to send off. So that's an important thing to know about what's already been done. So these are processed waves. I've put an EQ on the guitar and bass. I've put compressors on both. I probably put a noise gate on there too, and so there's a whole chain on these 2 tracks, the bass and guitar. So by right-clicking and going to commit, you process the audio through your plugins, and then now you've just got audio. As you can see by the signal or the little sign that's the little arrow down here, curly arrow in the corner, this is also a clip that's been looped several times. I did that as well. So the looping is done by going, highlighting your wave, going to clip, and hitting loop, and then you can loop it X number of times. We covered that in a previous video about using and making vocal samples. So be sure to look into that for more information about clipping and looping and doing stuff with samples. But so what I've done is I've taken my bass and my guitar riffs, and I have looped them. So now they are looped in with a section of the beat that I also cut out and looped. So you now have this overall beat. Okay, and that's just going to loop and loop and loop. And again, I've already got all that processed, so those are there. So remember how in part 2 of this series, we also talked about you want to make all your changes to the waves that you have available that you can. So everything on my side is this beat, the drums, and the bass guitar. But what I would like to have, and I think would sound cool on it as well, is an organ. And I've got a friend named Anthony who I send stuff to all the time, who does keys, fantastic keys player. Anthony Spare, he's one of the Get Down boys. And he plays virtually anything. So I was going to send it to him and have him do some organ stuff on top. So I went ahead, I recorded a bass, I did a guitar, I did all my EQ, did all my compressing, did all my effects chains, did all that stuff. So I'm done, and now I want to send these tracks to Anthony. So what I would do then is I would go to the once you've already made all of your changes, volume, panning, everything, then you feel like you've mixed it as far as you can. I just need him to put this organ on it. So I'm going to go up here to File. You can go Start Collaboration. And you can do it this way. You can invite them through here. So you see I've already invited Anthony. And this is actually one of the files that we use to kind of get to know collaboration. So this is one of our very first collaborations. That's why you hear kind of in the WAV file, there's a lot, or in that log file, there's a lot of, did you change anything? Because we were experimenting and going back and forth to see how this works. So you can do File, Start Collaboration, and you can add, I'm going to add Logan. So you would add, and now it sends him an email invite to, well, actually it doesn't send him an email at all. What it sends him is an invite through Pro Tools Collaboration. So unless he has Avid Link or he has Pro Tools Collaboration opened up, he's never going to get that message. So you have to let them know I just sent this over to you. I've just invited you to this project, and then that person has to go into Pro Tools and manually add themselves. That is insane, and it's extremely annoying, but that's what we got. So again, we've got this beat. I want to send these final, finished audio things to Anthony. So I'm going to, instead of go to File Collaboration and add somebody there, you can also go up here to this little person with a plus box or plus next to them, and it takes you to the same place. So now, just to kind of reiterate, I'm going to invite Papa Stith, and now he's also invited to join. So that's how you would, send that ideally in this circumstance, how I sent it to Anthony and to get him to do an organ. So that doesn't alone, just inviting him to the project does not actually do anything. So he will get the invitation and he will open the project. However, it will be empty. There will be nothing in it. So what you have to do is go to each of your tracks. And this is your click track. This is your master track. This is any track that you want to send to your collaboration partner that you think is relevant and necessary to record with. So in order to do that, you have to go over here to this little collab window that pops up in between the inserts. If you don't see it here, you should see it by default, but if you don't see it, you can go up to inserts, sends, wherever. You can go in this space or IO or wherever and just right click, and you can choose, what you want to see here. So then you can go down to track collaboration and click that, and it'll bring up this collab column. On all of these waves, you have to go through. It'll look like this. So this is before sending anything. And now what you have to do is share each track. But you should only share the track, again, when you have finished editing and doing everything to your audio. Because once you share that track, it will now upload and download all changes to it. So if someone on the other side hits mute, and maybe they don't need the guitar, maybe it's throwing their timing off, so they hit mute on their side and they turn off the guitar. Well, what happens is it mutes on their side, and then it uploads the change for the mute. And then when they eventually, if let's say that they're courteous and they unmute it before they save it and send it back to you, then now it's going to upload that change for unmuting as well. And then it's going to upload the file all over again, and it's going to take forever. So the only time you want to click on this share button is when you're sure that that's it, and that's all you want to do. And you don't want to change it any further. You're not changing the mix at all. So I'm just going to send, send, send. So now each one of these is going to go to my collaboration partners, everyone that I've invited on this project. Each one of these WAV files is going to go to them. And I still have to click, these green arrows whenever I make changes here. So let me show you what I mean. So let's just change the volume on the beat slightly. Nothing too crazy. So now you see already that green arrows popped up, which means I have pending track changes to upload. So let me go back up here. Remember the spinning disc up here under start, end, and length? If you've seen any of the previous installments of this, there's a little spinny disc up here. You click that, and it goes to your task manager, which I'm going to kind of put up here so you can see it. And now you have to click that green arrow in order to upload the change that I just made, which was the volume switch. So you can see it takes a minute. And this is just for changing the volume down 2 decibels. So now, oh, shoot, I didn't mean to do that. Let me go edit, undo. Okay, and now I'm, edit, undo. So now I'm back at 0, and the arrow is green again. So now it's going to upload both the change from where I went to -6, and then it's also going to, or -6 decibels, and then it's also going to go to the change where I'm here again at 0. So I'm going to hit that. And that is all of the track data that it's uploading. And again, you can see it takes a couple of seconds, and that's just for moving. So imagine, if you go through and you start overdubbing stuff, or you start messing with, compressors and stuff over here, and then that person doesn't even have the compressor plugin that you have. So now you've just done all this work for nothing, and it's got to upload. So that's why, again, if you learn nothing else from this, please learn that you always wait until you've finished your mix and then start sharing these. So that's not to say you can't, change that stuff later. It's fine. And if you don't mind sitting through all of this downloading and uploading, but the problem is, if somebody else makes some changes and, they're newer than yours, then that's what's going to get written. So this morning, if I get up at 5 a.m. and I make a change to a track, and then at 7 a.m., my friend gets up at 7 and changes, by the time I'm working again on the track at 8 a.m., then the track is going to be, he's going to upload his changes, and the volume is going to be changed again. So it's important, like we've said before, others have talked about these auto buttons that are up here. I don't recommend using these auto buttons at all, because that's exactly the kind of situation you get into. You end up with downloads and uploads and downloads and uploads, and every minor change somebody makes gets sent over here. So anytime, the downside to not using that, of course, is that every time you make a change, or anytime something comes over and another person's name pops up here as the owner of the track and they're working on it, in that circumstance, then you've got to ask them. You've just got to ask them, what was it you changed on that track, or do you even remember? So because sometimes people they think with the mouse, they go through and they click and they move stuff around while they're doing it, and they're just going on the fly. So now I'm going to show you. I've got this vocal. I've got this microphone here. So now what we're going to do, we've just got a few minutes left. I'm going to record a new live track real quick, so that you can see everything from committing to sharing. So here we go. All right, not bad. Test. I'm not a singer, so leave me alone. So what we've got now is a brand new file. So let me just kind of zoom in and do all this. So what we've got now is a brand new file here, and it's just my vocal. So I'm gonna cut out the beginning part where we're kind of messing around with the mic stand and whatnot. And it looks like there's a kind of a pop or something there. So I'm gonna shorten it to just that. Let's see what we got. All right, so now let's, I'm just going to put some reverb directly on the track. I'm going to make it a big, kind of spooky sound now, so it's far, far away or whatever. All right, here we go. Pretty cool, right? Pretty cool. I just realized I'm blocking my own donations banner, kind of. I don't know. Whatever. So pretty cool, right? There's the sound. So now I'm going to turn the reverb back on. Woo! So I just walked you through what I'm about to do. I'm going to right-click the track. I'm going to hit commit. So now with all my compressors and whatnot, it's all set. So now we've got all the compressors, all the EQ, whatever you saw there, the gate and everything was already committed to this track. And so now the plugins aren't there, but now listen. So it's as though they were done, right? I mean, you don't need the plugins. So, all right, that's fine. I've got that mix. I'm going to go ahead and put this up as a test so that everybody knows that it's not real. And I will share the track. So now if I go to the task manager, you'll see me upload the wave. As you can see, it's a stereo. It's uploading as a stereo wave. That's just how I set up the track. But if you look, you can see it's taken a minute to upload, process, but now it's done, and now it's posted. So it's on there. So there's no further changes I have to make, nothing I need to do. Now they will all, the next time they open this, what'll happen is they'll see one of these lights up here lit up. This light will be orange for notifications and alarms, and then over here these will be lit up saying that there are pending changes they need to download. So somebody else will change something, and you'll, instead of using this arrow green, you'll use this down arrow, and I'm going to say it pops up blue, but you hit the arrow and it'll download whatever changes have been made. And if you're getting changes on a track you didn't ask somebody to mess with, then you don't have to accept those changes, and that way you skip right to the stuff you do want to hear, and then you download those changes, and that's it. So please be sure to like and subscribe to the videos. Be sure to hit the bell if you're watching on YouTube so that you can get notified of when we are going on the air. On Sundays, stay tuned for Psychedelic Sundays sounds from noon to 2 p.m., and Monday night live from the Fat Man, where we're bringing a local band to you every week from 7 to 8 p.m. Eastern. And be sure to donate, send us messages, fatmanrecordingstudio@gmail.com. Please let us know what you like, comment, tell us what you'd like to see in the future in terms of tutorials, and we'll get it to you. Thank you so much.